Hi, everybody. Welcome to our YinYasa flow. For those that are joining us for the first time, I'm Shannon, and I'm joined by my co-creator, goddess sister, Jade.
Hello, hello.
So our practice tonight is a 45-minute YinYasa flow. So a little bit of heat, a little bit of warmth, and then we're going to cool it down and really tune in, tap in to our body, nourish the fascia, really have a nice restorative practice as well this evening. This is the full moon. So I want to read off a few words that I want us to use to empower us throughout the rest of practice that we want us to all use together as we move through this. But before I read these off, I just wanted to pause for a moment and invite you all to grab a pillow if you don't have one already, just because we are going to get started in a more of a restorative pose. So I'm going to take a few deep breaths together. You have a pillow by you. I invite you just to feel the earth beneath your feet. And in honor of the full moon, I'm going to repeat the following phrases. And I invite you just to close your eyes and begin to tune in. I am light, full and radiant, glorious and luminous. With full agency, I exert the will of the divine through my body. I use my voice to speak out against injustices. I use my power to stand for equality. I use my privilege to transform systems that ignore and neglect. I use my freedoms to protect the earth. I am here and I will be heard. I will be seen. I am out of hiding. Full and radiant, glorious and luminous. I am a force for love. I am a force for love. I am a force for love. I weave the powers of sisters, honoring the power of self and the sacred and pride. In this full illumination, hear me roar. I am alive. I am the heart light.
Thank you so much, Shannon. That poem really resonated with me, and I would like to invite everyone to take on that mantra, I am a force for love. Very powerful. So tonight, the Leo is the brave-hearted leader, so we will be focusing on heart openers, and we will begin in a heart opener. So if you have a pillow or a block, we'll start with supported fish. So come seated on the mat and place the pillow up against the tailbone, lengthen the legs forward, and come onto the elbows. If you have a block, place the block underneath of the shoulder blades, and slowly recline. You may need a couple of props to make yourself comfortable. But when you get there, when you arrive, take your right leg, pick it up just an inch, and try to lengthen it forward an inch, and then place it down. Left foot, lift it up, lengthen it forward an inch, lift it down, place it down. Let the palms face up to the earth, to the sky, and begin to tap into the breath. Putting the outside world on pause, taking this time for you. Notice the heart space rise on the inhales and soften on the exhales. Drawing all the energy and attention to the heart space. The heart chakra is the color green. So if you'd like, visualize your favorite shade of green. And as our awareness stays in the heart space, you may feel a warm, tingling sensation. And just let your body relax and feel completely heavy to the earth. Let the breath be louder than the thoughts. Take a body scan. Notice if you're holding tension anywhere. Relax. Then begin to deepen the breath. And slowly, when you feel ready, use your elbows to make your way back up to a seated position. Slowly removing the props. You may sit up on your pillow or block here if you'd like. We'll be seated for a few moments. And switch the cross of your legs. So keep the leg forward that you normally don't. Take some balance in the body. Close the eyes, rest the palms on the thighs. And begin to take some gentle hip circles, moving the chest and the torso forward, to the right, forward, to the left. Perhaps closing the eyes. Tapping into this circular energy. Think of the full moon as a beautiful, bright, shining circle. And reverse the circles. The eyes can be closed, or you can keep a soft gaze here in the first few minutes of your practice. And when you feel complete, find stillness. Drop the chin to the chest, let the head hang heavy. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Option to interlace the fingers, placing the hands on the nape of the neck, applying gentle pressure, deepening the stretch. Deep breaths. Release the hands. Right ear comes to the right shoulder. Chin comes to the chest. Left ear to left shoulder. Chin to the chest. Taking these half circles on your own breath. And when you're ready, making full circles. Moving slowly like you're moving through honey. Staying in any spots that may feel sticky or tense. Breathing into it. Giving our neck a little extra love tonight as it holds our beautiful heads up all day. And when you feel complete, return the head to center. Inhale, sweep both arms up. Leading them at prayer at the top. Reach up to the sky and bring the shoulder blades up to the ears for a moment, getting as long as you can. And now drop the shoulders down. Hands come through heart center. Inhale, sweep both arms up. Exhale, right hand plants, left finger sweep up and over to the right side, body stretch. You can come up onto the right fingers or even bend into that right elbow to move a little deeper into the posture. Keep the left hip planted, the left booty planted on the ground. And maybe spinning that heart open, dropping the armpit to the back. Squeeze that left shoulder blade in and breathe. Inhale, come through center, both arms reach up. Exhale, other way. Left hand plants, right finger sweep up and over to the left. Keep the right booty on the ground, maybe spinning that heart open, dropping the right shoulder back. Gaze is where it's comfortable, but if you'd like to look up, that may feel nice for the neck. Inhale, come through center, and we'll flow this a few times. Exhale, plant the right hand and over to the right. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, over to the left. Taking this with your own breath, really beginning to tap into the breath. One breath with one movement. Beginning to connect with the body here. And as always, we invite you to practice ahimsa, which is non-violence, non-judgment. Please meet your body where it's at today. Your body, your practice. And when you've leveled out, reach both arms up. Exhale, twist. Left hand to the right knee. Right arm plants behind you like a kickstand. Deep inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, twist. Maybe gaze over that back shoulder. That feels okay. Wringing out the spine here. Think about spreading the collarbones wide, letting the heart a little extra space to breathe. Inhale, come through center, reach both arms up. Exhale, twist over to the left. Right hand comes onto the left knee. Left hand plants behind you like a kickstand. Deep inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, twist. Gaze over the back shoulder. And breathe. Inhale, come through center. We'll flow that as well. Exhale, twist to the right. Let this be gentle. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Take two more on your own breath. Let the breath be audible and loud. Moving the breath in and through the body. And when you've completed that, reach both arms up. And move into a tabletop position. Coming onto the hands and the knees. Hands directly under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Untuck the toes. Take a few cat-cows. Inhale, drop the belly, gaze forward. Heart shines forward. Exhale, cat, round the back. Tuck the chin, belly to spine. Moving through these on your own breath. One breath to one movement. And taking any other organic movements you like here. Maybe you take barrel rolls. Again, tapping into that circular energy. If you're going one way, take the other direction. Inhale, reach the right arm up, opening the heart out to the side. Exhale, thread the needle. Right arm comes underneath the left, placing the right shoulder on the ground, the head on the ground. The left arm can come out and up, find a little support, or you can lengthen the left arm forward, or you can take that half bind, reaching the hand up, flipping the palm, bending the elbow, and catching the right thigh. Take deep breaths into the back of the heart. Some say we're able to give from the front of the heart. We're able to receive from the back of the heart. Taking deep breaths there. If you'd like to lengthen that left leg back and play with your balance, that's an option as well. In these yin postures, we're really allowing the time for the body to find its edge, to stay in a pose so that we can move deeper underneath the muscles to the fascia. And here we're constricting energy. And when we release the pose, the energy circulates and flows with more ease. One deep breath in. Exhale, slowly release the pose, pressing into the left hand, sweeping the right arm up to the sky. I love to stay here for an extra breath. This is a beautiful stretch for the collarbones. And release back to tabletop. And we'll take the other side. Left arm reaches up. Exhale, thread the needle. Left shoulder comes on the ground. The left palm is facing up. Head on the ground, and move that right hand where you like. Maybe it's out a bit and up a bit. Maybe it's lengthened forward. Or maybe you take that half bind. Do what feels delicious for your body tonight. Again, breathing into the back of the heart space. Really squeeze that right shoulder blade in. Again, if you'd like to play with that balance, lengthen the right leg back this time. And be still. The body has found stillness. Let's find stillness in the mind. Beginning to put space between the thoughts. Three more deep breaths here. And Shannon will lead us out of this pose and into the next part of our practice.
Taking one more deep breath together. Inhale deeply through the nose. Loud, audible exhale through the mouth. Inhale, rise up, stretching those left fingertips up towards the ceiling. Adding in that extra breath, feeling the body grow taller. One more. Letting this feel really good. Slowly grounding that left palm onto the mat. Press it directly back into your child's pose. Knees mat width distance apart, big toes touch. Walking your palms out in front of you, heart melts towards the mat. Inhale, glide up, almost like a snake coming through into your cobra pose. Connecting with your foundation, feeling the tops of the feet and your pelvis fully supported by the earth. Both palms are resting directly underneath your shoulder. Inhale, shine your heart. Feeling those shoulders drop down your body as your heart reaches up. Exhale, lower. Let's take that 3 more times together, connecting movement with breath. Inhale, rise up. See if you can grow taller with each time. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower. Last time. Inhale, rise up. Pause here. Take one more deep breath here. And then exhale, lower. Tuck your toes, press directly back into your plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Slowly lifting that right leg up towards the ceiling. Bending and flexing your toes. Knee draws to nose, taking your cheetah pose. Exhale, rise up. Right knee comes towards your left elbow, crunch in. Rise up, taking it to the other elbow. Knee crunches in towards the left. Hold here, trust your strength. And then reach it up. Bending your right knee. Feel that hip drop open. Weight is evenly distributed through both palms. And now straightening it. Knee comes in towards the nose. And then step it through, finding your runner's lunge. Shifting the weight back and forth. And then inhale, let's rise up into our half splits here. So now the left leg is reaching up towards the ceiling as our heart drops down towards our right knee. Using your breath to make this pose come alive. Toes can either be pointed or flexed, whatever feels best for you. And then as slowly as you can, lower back into that runner's lunge. And then we'll inhale, coming up into our high crescent lunge. Shine your heart, find space in your lungs. Inhale, reach it forward. Exhale, palms come through heart center, left elbow comes onto your right knee. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, looking over the right shoulder to take the twist. Inhale, rise up. Frame your right foot, step it back. Take the flow if you wish. Option to do a double chaturanga if you're looking to build more heat. Arriving together in a downward facing dog, let's move on to the other side. Inhale, lift your left leg high up towards the ceiling. Exhale, knee comes to nose. First time. Exhale, rise up. Left knee comes towards left elbow, crunch in. Take it back, one more. Bring it in towards that right elbow. Rise up. Find even more space and then drop that left hip open. Feel the weight evenly distributed through both palms. And then we'll straighten that left leg. Knee comes in towards nose, crunch it in. And then from our runner's lunge, we're gonna lift up into our halfway splits. Get ready. Let's rise. So right leg is reaching up towards the ceiling. Bending and flexing the toes. Feel the crown of your head drop towards the earth as your right leg rises up. Using your breath to take you even deeper into this pose. Finding even more length than you thought possible. And then as gracefully and as strong as you can, slowly lower that right leg back onto the mat, returning into your runner's lunge. And then inhale, we'll rise up, high crescent lunge. Shine your heart, finding even more space to breathe. Find your balance if you need to. And then inhale, reach it forward. Exhale, palms come through heart center, right elbow comes onto the left knee. Inhale to find length in the spine first. Exhale, taking the twist, looking over your left shoulder. For extra support and stability, looking down at those left toes. Three more deep breaths here. Inviting a smile into your lips. And then frame your left foot. Step it back into your plank. Take your flow. Arriving together in a downward facing dog. Moving into our next yin posture, we're gonna lower both knees down onto the mat. And we're gonna come into hero's pose. So this is great if you have a blanket or a block or that pillow that we used at the beginning of practice for a little extra support underneath your knees. But we wanna have our knees together or slightly apart. And then if possible, we just wanna sink our glutes back in between our heels. Fingertips rest behind us. tops of the feet are firmly planted on the mat. And just breathe here. If you're super flexible, you can lower your forearms down onto the mat without compromising anything in your spine. These yin postures that we do are definitely perfect opportunities to be your own teacher, to really tune into that mind-body awareness that we've been talking about all week. Returning to the mantra that we set for ourselves at the beginning of practice. May I be a force for love. Taking a few more moments in this pose to really see where you can find more space, where your body wants to take you to, where your mind wants to guide you to. And then from here, Jade will be leading us into our next sequence.
One more deep breath in, drinking this delicious pose. Exhale, slowly begin moving out of it. Come into a tabletop position. And stretch the right leg back. Coming onto the toes, rocking forward and back. Giving a little opening to the back of that knee. And we'll do that on the left side as well. Feeling that energy circulating on the back of both knees. Press into your plank position. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal the legs out. Inhale, come up high onto the toes. Exhale, heels to the ground. Walk up to the top of the mat, meet in a forward fold. Let the legs, the feet be wide, wider than the hips, and catch the elbows. Completely release the head and the neck. Shake the head yes and no. Keeping a slight bend in the knees here. Rocking side to side. Heel to the feet in to hips with distance. Inhale, halfway lift. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Tailbone reaches back, crown reaches forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up and stand up. Exhale, hands come through heart center. Let's flush it out with a flow. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the hands, make your way through your flow, whether that's coming through a chaturanga or lowering the knees and coming through a cobra. Extra inhale on the upward facing dog or the cobra. Shining that heart right forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Drop the knees, come into tabletop. We'll move into our next yin pose, heart melting pose or puppy. We'll begin to walk the hands forward, melting the heart towards the ground. Rest the forearms on the ground. Think about spinning the armpits in towards the heart. And reach the tailbone up and back, finding length in between each bone in the back, each bone in the spine. And again, breathe into the back of the heart space. The forehead can be on the ground, or the chin if you'd like an extra throat opener. The first few moments, we're finding our edge. And then we soften into it, using the breath in and through the body, sending it to where you feel extra sensation. Pull the fingers, let them be soft. Soften the face. Soften the heart. And we'll take 10 more breaths here. I'll be silent. Find silence in the mind.
Got 3 more deep breaths here. Savoring each moment of this restorative pose. Trusting that you're receiving all of the benefits that it has to offer you. That it's giving you all that you need. Firmly planting into the forearms. Mindfully come out of this pose and return back into your tabletop position. Find that your hips are stacking directly on top of your knees, your shoulders stacked directly on top of your wrists. Check in with how you feel. Do you feel more open? Do you feel more at peace than when we began practice this evening? I know that we do. Let's move back through our plank. Press back into our downward facing dog. And then slowly walk your palms to meet your feet at the back of your mat. Rising up vertebrae by vertebrae. Walk your fingertips up your body. Place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Step out into a wide legged stance. Let's turn our heels in, toes out. You all may be able to guess where we're going. We're moving into our goddess pose, tapping into that feminine energy. So we're going to sink our hips down. We want everything about in line with our knees. Keeping your palms firmly planted on your heart and on your belly. Feel your shoulders drop up and back. Tuning into the strength of your thighs, into the strength of your body. Tuck that belly button towards your spine to really fire up your core. Trust in your strength, believe in it. And then we're going to take a few lion's breath together because each full moon is all about releasing what's no longer serving us. And the lion's breath is a perfect way to do that. So, the way that you do lion's breath is that you inhale deeply through the nose and then you stick your tongue out and you do the loudest audible exhale that you can do possible. You can close your eyes and just don't think about it. With that, let's begin. So inhale deeply through the nose and then exhale. Inhale. Exhale for lion's breath. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale deeply. Exhale for lion's breath. Last time. Inhale. Exhale, release. Reach the arms up. Moving into star pose. Feel your body rise up. And then exhale, hinging from the hips, come into your wide-legged forward fold. This will be another yin posture for us. So tailoring this uniquely to your own body this evening. Maybe taking the inversion if that's in your practice. Grabbing onto your big toes or behind the heels. Continuing to breathe deeply. Releasing any judgments of how silly you may have felt during that lion's breath. But then again, trusting the work of using the breath to help release any sort of stagnation, stickiness in the body. So, as we mentioned earlier, this week has been all about mind body awareness for us. And I think that this is one of the most powerful teachings that we learn by practicing yoga. Because by holding these poses for longer and by slowing down, we really get to become an observer for not only how we're feeling, what thoughts are running through our minds at the moment. But then the really powerful thing about it is that we remind ourselves that we have the power to choose and that we can do more things like yoga and meditation. And by choosing the foods that we put into our body, and that we have a choice of what thoughts we put into our mind. I think it's one of the greatest gifts that we have as humans is this ability of choice. And to have the awareness of how things make us feel. Continuing to breathe deeply into this wide-legged forward fold. See if in these last 20 seconds or so, your body is calling you deeper inward. You want to take the stance just a little bit wider, or maybe your heart melts closer towards the earth. And now in these next few breaths, I invite you to slowly make your way down onto the mat, slowly lowering onto your back for our final resting pose. Honoring your practice by taking any final movements that your body is calling for you. When you do make it into your Shavasana, I invite you to have your toes flopping outward and your palms facing up. Returning to that mantra that we claimed for ourselves at the beginning of practice. I am, we are a force for love. Letting that be the only thought that fills your mind, that ripples out into every cell. Body and mind completely held and supported by the earth below. And we invite you to stay here for as long as you'd like. But for the purpose of closing out this practice, I'm going to slowly begin to invite movement back into my body. Draw my knees towards my chest. Grab onto opposite elbows, bringing my forehead towards my knees, giving myself one big I love you squeeze. Rolling over to the right side. Slowly pressing up into a comfortable seated position. Placing one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Closing class with one deep breath. Inhale, rise it up. Exhale, palms come through heart center. Forehead drops to your fingertips, taking your bow. Rising the thumbs up to the third eye, the seat of intuition for inner knowing. I am a force for love. Namaste.